And we are back once again here at Empire's Comics Vault. We are getting ready for Free Comic Book Day. Next Saturday, we are interviewing some of the creators because, of course, as you know, Ben goes big when it comes to Free Comic Book Day. Food trucks, wrestling, comic book creators, and then, of course, there's free comics. It's like there's no reason for you to not be here unless you have a job, maybe. I don't know. But anyway, I am joined by Matt and Cory of Plotless Comics. Gentlemen, thank you for coming on. So right off the bat, tell me about Plotless Comics. How'd you guys get started? When did you get started?
Well, I think we got started way back in the early 90s, 92, I think, is when we started drawing our comics.
Interesting.
I feel old saying way back.
Yeah, way back
in 92.
Back when I
was 3.
Back when I was the youngster on the lawn.
He was
Now
3. You hear that?
Yeah.
He's 3 years old.
Now I have a kid.
Awesome.
Anyway.
Yeah. So Matt was drawing this slightly insane, spontaneously combusting, frothing mutant ninja, black belt,
That sounds very 90s.
samurai, rabbit walrus from hell. I got lost in the middle there. My senility set in. But I myself was trying to be a cartoonist and had some cartoon characters, and I saw him drawing this, and he was having a lot of fun with his story. So I started up a comic of my own called Sato Cat.
Nice.
And that's this guy here.
There he is.
But and then from there we just started. And at first we were just drawing our independent titles, having fun, but then realized that they would play well in the same universe together.
Yeah.
So we brought that
They
together.
sound like perfect friends.
Yeah, and since we were just putting it all together and making it up as we went, we called it Plotless Comics.
That's great. That's a really good reason to have that name. Like, we're just going.
We're just going, and since then, I do like stories, so
like slightly plotted comics.
There's a lot of continuity in my little mind, but but we have a lot of fun still. It still retains the spirit of plotlessness for sure.
That's awesome.
We're a lot of running around, a lot of stuff blowing up, things bleeding, and a lot of laughter and insanity. So
Yeah, it's kind of funny because our title, Plotless Comics, kind of scares people away. Like, what is it, a book of random pictures or something like that?
Right.
But there's actually a story there. I have one that's kind of a Star Wars spoof where my characters meet the Ewoks, or they're actually called Weewoks, and I don't know if you can see on here, but no part of the Ewok is wasted. They end up with these little slippers on their feet made of Ewok heads, and they fight cats, and it's probably one of my most popular books.
That's awesome.
Being Plotless Comics, I started publishing with issue number 7, and now I've just finished issue number 4, and I'm working on issue number 5.
Throwing it off. Oh, that's fantastic. So how long have you guys been participating? How long have you been patrons of Empire's Comics Vault?
wow, it's probably been quite a few years now.
Yeah, I moved up to Sacramento, and I worked in Sacramento since 2000.
Okay.
And Ben's shop used to be over by the Arden Fair Mall, and it's kind of fun to say that the first comic book store that carried our books burned down. Our comics were so hot.
That's the way you got to do
that
it.
it burned down.
It was not an insurance scheme, we promise.
So I'd say probably 2002, 2003, and
Wow.
and he's so supportive of indie work. It's a great shop. We have a lot of fun at Free Comic Book Day. I actually had my celebrity moment here a few years ago. Free Comic Book Day, I was wearing my Rabbit Walrus shirt, and Dad walks up to me and said, "Oh, my son loves that character." And I'm like, "Oh, cool, I'm the artist." Oh, no way. He just bought it, a copy off the wall.
That's awesome.
And so I signed it, and I got recognized in public, and it was pretty cool. And then
So
he
cool.
put it all over Facebook and stuff. I'm like, no way. That was pretty cool.
Yeah,
That's
you have
awesome.
to be like me. I change my appearance every 6 months just to keep the fans away.
Yeah.
Beat them all with a stick. They're like, oh, I think you're the creator of that Sato Cat, but I'm not really sure. So now, you guys have been doing it independent the whole time. Yeah, this has all been DIY till you die.
Yeah, for sure.
Have there been any attempts? Like, have you guys tried to take it, or have you always wanted sole ownership of it, or have you ever tried to go beyond like a big publisher?
Yeah, we've never shopped it to any other distribution outlet in that way. That might be in the future for us a little bit. I think I'd like to get something to think about. For sure.
I know a lot of creators who want to just have like sole ownership because it's what you created it. Why would you want to give any control of it away? But at the same time, right now it's like a golden age of books,
Yeah.
where there's a lot of stuff out there that never would have really been successful before, just because there's so many eyes on it now. There's people running around Ben's shop all the time. Like we got a whole indie art wall, indie comic book wall. Free comic book day. I mean, God, like he's got creators coming out of the woodworks, coming down here.
Right here.
Yeah, I mean, I think right out of the woods. I was in the woods this morning. No, I think my goal is just to eventually get it so a lot of people can read it and enjoy it, because it really is a lot of fun to make, and it blesses my little heart when people pick it up and you see them reading it later at the convention or something. I remember it was almost closing time at the end of WonderCon one year. This guy comes around the corner. He's like, "You," and runs up and picks up my book. His friend had bought it the day before, and he'd been looking all over the show for it, and I just I bask in that
That's so
that
cool.
kind of thing. So if I could share Sado Cat with the world, that would be the thing. So whatever gets us there, I'm not in it for the money. It's for the love of the kids.
That's good. That's good.
Labor of love. Yeah, I am. I sold one of my collections, which is this one featured here. And the very next day, the lady came back and bought all my other stuff,
Nice.
and then she bought some for her friends. So
That's cool.
it's fun when getting people to stop and look at it and read it a little bit. It's really some funny stuff. There's some great dialogue. It's action, violence, and comedy basically. And we have some crossovers where our characters meet, and they almost always fight at first. And then if something bigger comes along, then they might fight that as well fighting amongst themselves.
So now, are you guys? Have you been? You've shown off your stuff at Free Comic Day before, right? I feel like I've seen you guys.
We've been here a
it's
couple of times before.
I think it's our third time.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So now, what do you expect? What should we expect from your booth when we come down here? I know we're gonna have Sado Cat. We're gonna have. Give me the whole title.
The slightly insane, spontaneously combusting, frothing mutant ninja black belt samurai rabbit walrus from hell.
Say that 10 times.
Yeah. Just saying rabbit walrus itself is kind of difficult.
It's true. The Rural Juror, I think, was the original title, right? But
So now you're gonna have your books here. Now you also got some prints. We're gonna have some prints here as well.
This one I think I did this. This is one of my new ones. I did this in honor of if I can get the glare off. So if you look very closely, it's
if you're not a Disney lawyer, don't look
Thanos,
really.
Mickey's Rise to Power. You'll see Muppets,
fantastic.
Star Wars, Marvel, Pixar.
I love that the devil duck is Mephisto. I think that's fantastic. I think that's good. If you're a hardcore comic fan.
I love Donald, and then we got Jack Skellington. If you right here.
Dig
So this one here, some of these kind of embody what our comics are about. Now this one, I don't know if you'll be able to see it on the camera, but if you look very closely, it's kind of funny because people do double takes, at the shows, and they look at it, and then they look at it again, and you look very closely at the milk carton, and then they'll start cracking up. And I love how Kermit looks so content, like, why didn't I do this years ago? And this one I actually made in Anaheim at our first SoCal WonderCon, and as soon as I drew it, a guy bought it, and so I made prints of it, and it has a title.
Steamboat.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
So these prints will be available. I have a few other Doctor Who and some other ones that I've done that are kind of cool and for fun. That mostly I do them to bring fans to the table at the shows, and once they get a kick out of those, and they come look at the book. And a lot of the shows have become more of a print show than a comic book show.
That is true. That is true.
Once you can get them to come over and check out the prints, and they'll be more comfortable checking out the book.
Have the giant print, and then be like, "Oh yeah, we also do comics. Welcome to Comic Con." That's kind of a novel concept these days. Fantastic. So you'll have your prints, you'll have your books. We'll be down here hanging out. Like we said, food trucks, wrestlers, comics, free comics. Your comics aren't free, but you can still support a local creator. You can get some free comics. Make sure we clarify that.
Matt's comics are all free, right?
If he doesn't see you grab it, it's free. No,
I think we did. I think we probably did at least a few comics over the years that way.
It's funny because the first time I brought my son here for Free Comic Book Day, he thought that every book in the store was free. So I found him over by Spider-Man, just clearing the shelves of the. And I'm all, no man,
those ones
are not the free ones. So I did catch him in time.
It says Free Comic Book Day, Dad. I'm grabbing some free comics.
Hey, bring your kids in to shoplift here at Free Comic Book Day.
So we'll be down here with local creators, food truck, wrestling, everything. It's going to be awesome. Get down here. Meet Matt and Cory from Plotless Comics. Check out their stuff. Check out Sado Cat. Check out Rabbit Walrus. I'm not going to do the whole. Maybe I will. I don't know at some point. Anyway, guys, thank you for coming on.
Thank you.
We will see you Saturday, Free Comic Book Day.
Thank you.